Hey yo, it's Bretto coming to you with another ENS Market Podcast. This is today we're gonna be doing a couple shout outs. We're gonna shout out at GRIFFDS at Grifts. He's the guy who made this bot. Very cool stuff. You should follow him on Twitter at GRIFFDS. He's a open source developer, AR and VR enthusiast, and crypto ideologue. Very cool. So yeah, we're gonna. I think what we left off on August 24th or August 25th. I think August 25th. Yeah, I remember seeing Jin, and I might have seen Art Collector too. But yeah, let's start here. I also want to take note of these are all sales that are above 1 ETH each. These aren't just all the sales. So there may be more sales going on, but these are the ones that are like at least a 10x return, unless it's a 3 or 4 letter name. Then it would be like a 4x return, which isn't too bad, but at least at the current standard for what ETH is going for and what gas is. But moving forward, ArtCollector.eth sold for 10 Ethereum. That's $31,955. Very cool. Like, there's so much you could do with ArtCollector.eth. Let's just think of something. Let's say you wanted to create a decentralized application that mapped to your, like, just an art collection. So you are the art collector online. That, like, I think people are underestimating how cool some of this technology is. You're going to be able to build your identity online. So this sold for 10 Ethereum, minted 2 years ago, and had a couple transfers from Psycho Killer to Punk 4636. So I'm kind of curious, someone who comes up on 10 Ether a few months ago, like, what are they up to? What's his deal? So if we're looking, he's got some async music. So it looks like maybe that is a NFT type of music. He owns a Hypnotic Egg, Red Lion Gazette. Yeah, I'm always nervous about this part because if there's some NSFW stuff that shows up, not safe for work, I'm going to have to bleep it out, which just means more editing, and I don't want to do that. Looks like there's a something sus was close to appearing. I'm just going to stop right there, but Showtime Genesis drop, the eye fragments, a bunch of cool stuff. So this dude's got a Twitter, I'm sick, okay. It's, if he's sick, he might have some weird stuff that he's following on Twitter. Let's just scroll a little bit. Yeah, he shares art that he likes, and we all know how art can be. I'm a big fan of art. I also wanted to talk about this book that I've been reading on this podcast. I've been reading this book called The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And it puts forth this really interesting idea about wealth and its creation in just like the universe as a whole. It talks about what they'll refer to as the formless substance from which all things come from, almost like the base substance. And that if you can impress upon this thing what you want specifically, that you can achieve it. And I know a lot of people think that's like a pie in the sky idea about the law of vibration and all that business. But what I think is really cool about it is it talks about 3 components that make it possible. And so I read this book once called Tao Te Ching. Let's just like Tao Te Ching. I might as well be like looking directly at this stuff to give you guys better resources. It's a short text that it talks about the way, the Tao being the way. And that's another reason I like that decentralized autonomous organizations, DAO, the DAO. It talks more like Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. That, the way that we go about doing things is sometimes more important than what we're actually doing. Obviously, if you're not doing the right thing, things aren't going to go well for you. But you're probably not doing it the right, like doing life. You're not doing the way if you're consistently doing things wrong. It also talks about how if you can, that in order to achieve true wealth, it's not going to require some like miracle thing that you do that all of a sudden everything changes for you. It's going to be the result of you doing what you're already doing. Let me pull up the book, The Science of Getting Rich. Like doing what you're already doing well and efficiently and effectively. So it's like, it's got this binary point of view when it comes to the completion of tasks. You either did it or you didn't do it. And if you did it well, that was a success. And if you didn't do it well, you didn't it was not a success, it was a failure. And if you can maximize the amount of successes and minimize the amount of failures you have on any given day, and also increase the number of successes you can have by like efficient performance of tasks, like how can you fail? Like you're not failing, you're doing everything well. And even if you're not in the right business, you're not like in the exact right field, there are people living around you that are likely doing something similar to what you're doing, but are in vastly different like not social classes, like vastly different wealth classes, just because of the way that they go about doing these things. It has like doing this in the way. Wow, what is the way? So in this book, it puts forth this idea, which I'm really a big fan of, that the way is one of gratitude, one of so like being grateful that this creative substance, this formless substance, has given you everything that you have, and not just for like the past, but that like you are so the second principle being like you're so faithful and confident that it will bring you what you desire if you believe, if you follow these principles, that these things will happen, and that like you should be thankful for it already having done those things and setting it into motion. It also talks about like action, though. Like if you're not taking action on your ideas, you're just a believer, you're not a scientist. You have to like put your like the scientific method. It's something so we're taught in school, and like it's so important that we really reflect on this, because we have an observation or a question: is there this formless substance? Then we research this, whatever it is we're trying to do. Like I'm trying to research how to accumulate wealth because reasons, like we all, so that the in this book, the way it puts it is it's like so that the eternal, that this divine substance may through you like deliver its aspects to those around you. And it doesn't come from this competitive like dog eat dog, like this is the way that you have to like dominate others. It's more of like how when someone pays you, you should be providing them more value than what they're paying you, and you should be increasing in value based on like it should be multiplying. It shouldn't be like you're taking and someone has to lose. It talks about this idea of the formless substance not just being capable of creating like not just the creation of like things that you want, but like the creation of everything, where if like the universe will respond to the needs of mankind, and like what we desire and like put into thought, the universe begins like wheels, like cogs in a machine, like processing and preparing the right people and the right things to happen without infringing on anyone's free will, but just like mild modifications to what's already been set in motion because of what you are thinking. And that formless substance, you have to impress upon it by like careful thought, dedication, and focus. If you're not focused, this stuff's just not going to happen for you. But so I'm Brett Hours. Some people say hours. And I thought of this quote that I kind of got from the book, but the book didn't say it. It was a doubtful hour is not ours. Like this idea of thoughts manifesting into reality. If you have doubts, it's going to manifest, and it will ruin you. And if you spend too much time thinking about like the things that you don't want, those things will start to manifest in your reality. So staying positive is so important. And like being a victim all the time, I'm not here for it. I'll be honest, I'm not here for it. But we're going to move on with the ENS Market Podcast, where we're the art collector. Like, because what am I doing? Like, I'm looking through what people are paying for on this technology that I think is really cool. And what I want to do with this technology is like help build this is a global technology. There's so many applications to Ethereum and blockchain in general. It's not just going to be Ethereum, but I think Ethereum is going to be like the end-all be-all resolver where all of the other smart contracts resolve to, especially once all like the zero-knowledge rollups, the layer 2 scaling stuff comes into play. Like things will want to resolve to one singleton, but a lot of the processing and data can be like broken off and sharded into like, I would almost say it could be on other blockchains, but as long as it resolves to one, and if there's errors, as long as there's like an index that's like the trustworthiness and the security risk of particular blockchains, and like being involved in all of them will keep you secure as long as you're diversified in all the different, like not all the different blockchains, but enough where you're like managing your risk. If any particular blockchain did get hit with a 51% attack, you'd be secure because that's not where all your chips are. Like I would say almost like any like to within every blockchain, decentralize your portfolio to like equally be distributed as though it was money that you'd never see again, but collectively it's all money that you need to live, all your money, like being decentralized in that way, then like you can't be harmed, because a 51% attack on all these things is just like that's going to take way more computing power than you can imagine. And if quantum computers like destroyed the whole blockchain system and was able to like break everything, the world would be in way more turmoil than just like our money's not there anymore. It's like no, like nuclear launch codes, everything is no longer like hidden. Anything on the internet is available. There'd be like EMPs, because that'd be like the only way to protect yourself is like you'd have to cut off connection to all these things, and there'd still be like remnants scattered throughout the internet. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We're gonna keep going. Astroworld.eth. What a time for that. That was August 25th. That little that business that happened at Astroworld. Rest in peace to those who. That's really sad that those people, that happened at a music festival, something that's supposed to be fun and exciting. Now it's like tainted. Like it's really unfortunate situation. But I would say on August 25th, a 2.5 purchase for Astroworld.eth would have been a good purchase, and it probably still is. It might come back, but it looks like that's all they own. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's cool though. Astroworld. I have an Astro head. I like Astro heads. We got crypto banter for 2 ETH. Like, that'd be cool. Like, if there was a podcast called Crypto Banter, and like you just have people on who like explicitly disagreed about crypto, like things on crypto. I like disagreement, because when people disagree, that's when you get like really interesting conversation. But what's really unfortunate is usually when people disagree, sometimes they like, if one person is like vastly more like accustomed to a particular thing, not smarter, but like they're more focused on a particular thing, they can sort of like look like they're winning an argument, but not actually like have the. It sounds like they're winning, or like it sounds like their point has been made, and then a lot of times the other side will start to resort to personal attacks, which I think just degrade any interesting conversation, unless it's in jest. Like if I'm arguing with my friends and we start attacking each other personally, hilarious. But like if you're talking to someone new, like you should try and keep it professional, keep it cordial, and really like let the ideas speak for themselves, and don't talk about people when you're engaging in discourse with, I would say with a stranger in particular, but like let the ideas argue. Where like, sure, if you believe in something, you should stick up for that idea and likely represent that idea. But sometimes when I don't think that something is like has been fully fleshed out yet, I'll start to, they say play the devil's advocate, but I don't like that expression. That makes it seem like you're advocating for the wrong thing, like the bad thing. But I would like I guess allegorically, like the devil being like the accuser, saying that you like this isn't right. But like it's complicated. Like when you're arguing with people, or when you're listening to an argument, try not to associate the idea, like, because the ideas can overwhelm people. Like there's like these empty sockets in our brain that just get filled with these ideas, and then all of a sudden we start identifying ourselves with these ideas. When I would argue, and I had this like today, this like really hit me after reading this book a few times. It was like, I am the formless substance. I am formless. Like I may be who I am and have the history that I have, but in a way I can become anything. Like when I was a kid, like I always thought we would play like what are they, like superhero games, and what was like I used to really like Superman, or like Iron Man was cool, but like I always wanted to make my own, and I just had the cheat code one. It was, I am changing man. I can be whoever I want. I can change, and I think that is such a not to hype up younger me, but like, yeah, like you can change, you can grow, you can learn, keep searching. So crypto banter, I think it's a good one, undervalued for 2 ETH. Crypto Warlord, that sounds like it could be a game, could be a fun game, or like its own NFT project. Crypto Warlords, where like, like where you personify all the different blockchains, and then you have like a layer 0 integration where all the different blockchain, like these NFTs like go from blockchain to blockchain, and like you have like Ethereum soldiers like deployed on the Solana blockchain and like stir up problems. Like I don't know, it could be kind of funny like to like see this like fake, not fake, but like it'd be cool in the metaverse if there was like wars going on between blockchains where like you can take part in the war that's like, no, we have to take down Solana, it's more centralized than Ethereum. And then people are like, Ethereum was pre-mined. Looks like that's all the time we have. I had to do a little cut because I have this queued up to do the next 15-minute one, and here we go.